Hey guys, welcome to Xbox On. So it's a brand new month, which means a bunch of free games are coming your way. If you're an Xbox Live Gold subscriber, you get 4 free games every month to play on your Xbox One. So let's take a look at November's games.
Developed by Sonic Team and published by Sega for the Sega Saturn in 1996, Night into Dreams is a bit of a curo. You basically play as a jester who flies through levels collecting orbs and depositing them into a bin bag. It was renowned at the time for the fluid way you twirl, spin and soar across the sky. And even today it feels appropriately pretty dreamlike. Graceful flying couples with surreal visuals to produce levels set in magical valleys and moonlit forests. Think of it as an air-based Sonic game. While stages are 3D, you're rooted to a 2D plane as it contorts through 3D space. It's actually more of a course. You perform multiple laps and dive through hoops and paint starry loops around enemies to explode them. After each lap, you drop off your orbs. Collect the required amount and you'll finish the level. But try not to let enemies strike you, as they'll turn you back into your former character to scamper around on the ground like a non-flying peasant. Here, you must pick up orbs to turn back. Those characters are either Claris and Elliot, depending on who you opt for at the beginning of each stage. The story sees Claris and Elliot enter a dream world called Nightopia. When they learn the evil ruler Wiseman wants it for himself, they team up with Jester Knight, who's part of a race of exiled Nightmaren, to save Nightopia. So you're essentially flying through a dream to gather energy and defeat a bad man. How vivid. It's like me when I eat too much cheese before bedtime. Especially brie, the most psychedelic of all dairy products. The boss fights in particular are weird. In this one, you have to grab onto a big-mouthed dragon and fling him around his garden until his tail stops growing back. And in this one, you break into a large lady's house and just start throwing her through some walls. I'm not sure why. She doesn't attack me once. I get the feeling I'm the bad guy here. Oh, and a special mention to the alternative graphics mode. You can play in either remastered HD or Sega Saturn Vision, the Sega Saturn being Sega's console before the Dreamcast. This is how it looked in 1996. I bet you weren't even born then! I was. That makes me very wise. You know, I was thinking how much each level in Nights is based in the kids' dreams. It's lucky they didn't base any of the levels in my dreams. It would not be fun, let me tell you. In this 1930s set shooter, you travel to Egypt, the Arctic, and long-lost Mayan ruins on the hunt for a powerful ancient artifact named the Heart of Atlantis. Watch out though, because you've got a competition in the form of Nazis. And not just any Nazis. These guys are from a division specializing in the occult, so you just know they're crazy. You play as the great-grandson of legendary hunter Alan Quatermain, a man as used to handling a rifle as he is being played by Sean Connery in 2003's fantasy action film The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Both have happened at least once. The younger Quatermain, James Lee, is an adventurer by trade, and Deadfall Adventures starts with him escorting US agent Jennifer Goodwin to Egypt on the hunt for untold treasures. On the way, you encounter some absolutely classic traps, like the one where you have to tread on the right floor tiles, or some darts come out of the wall and hit you in the face, or the one about matching the correct symbols on some stone device. These trap makers were definitely consulting the Trap Maker's Handbook. To navigate them, you've got not only your wits, but a torch, compass, and a notepad too. Some thinking is definitely required in Deadfall. The life of an adventurer is not all gunfights in and around priceless relics. Actually, that's fairly counterproductive, and adventurers really need to stop doing it. Once Nazi shooting loses its luster, it's not long before you're battling age-old guardians, cranky after waking them up from an eternal slumber. Perhaps it had something to do with all your loud gunfights. It seems Quatermain's great-granddad was right about the existence of supernatural forces all along. James Lee didn't believe him at first, but then he changed his mind. Character growth. There's also a light RPG element courtesy of ability upgrades. Collecting treasure lets you improve your health and stamina, just like Indiana Jones himself. Plus, whenever you pick up treasure, it makes a little jingle noise. If that's not incentive to pilfer some lost culture's gold, I don't know what is. If you're looking for an addictive, snappy little racer that makes it incredibly hard to put down the controller, look no further than TrackMania. Forget realistic driving simulators where it's difficult to tell the difference between game and real life. TrackMania Turbo is all about ridiculous fun with crazy settings. The game has over 200 tracks across 4 different locations, with the locations themselves affecting the races and how the car handles. They're short and sweet, so it's easy to blitz through them and watch yourself get better and better. A quick press of the Y button will send you back to a checkpoint if you've messed up a bit of the track, and a tap of the B button will restart the whole race. It's quick, seamless, and makes for a smooth, fun experience. As the races progress, new elements will be brought in to try and trip you up and test your reflexes. On certain roller coaster levels, you'll be thrust into first-person view as you try and navigate yourself right round tight bends with barely any time to even process what's happening. It's proper exhilarating and will require you to master the art of drifting. Something that really ups the difficulty is when the game introduces turning off your engine. On certain strips of road, your engine will be automatically turned off, forcing you to rely on absolutely perfect driving, as even the smallest bump will slow your car down enough that you'll lose all momentum before coming to an embarrassing halt halfway through. It's especially torturous when you can see the gold ghost car nailing it perfectly and sailing off into the distance as you splutter to a halt. God damn it, I hate that guy. Turbo also does a great job of unleashing your competitive side. There's always a clear indicator as to how well you're doing compared to everyone else. You'll be regularly reminded what place you are in the world, in your country, and even in your city. It's pretty depressing how many people in London are so much better than me. Ugh. The urge to get better and watch your rank get lower is pretty addictive. Just a few more 100 years of practice until I'm number 1, eh? And to really put the cherry on the cake, there's a mode that lets you build your own tracks. It's super simple to grasp and you can come up with some really cool and creative designs. Here's one I made earlier. Apparently I have no fear of heights or G-force or death. Can you make something better? Why not download TrackMania Turbo and find out for yourself? Tales from the Borderlands is another stone-cold classic from Telltale Games. Known for their other incredible episodic story games like The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us, Tales from the Borderlands is based on the Borderlands series. The point-and-click graphic adventure is set on the planet of Pandora, where stories of a vault containing heaps of treasure has drawn vault hunters in their droves, as well as the Hyperion Corporation who maintain control over Pandora. Tales from the Borderlands is set after the events of Borderlands 2, where it's been discovered that there are lots of other vaults littered throughout the galaxy, leading to a frenzied search for vault keys to get inside these precious vaults. Throughout the adventure, you'll be playing the part of Reese and Fiona, Reese being a Hyperion employee who's been screwed over by his work, whilst Fiona is a con artist just trying to get by. You'll see the similar events from both Reese and Fiona's perspective as the drama unfolds. For fans of the original series, make sure to look out for returning characters from the game, including Handsome Jack, Mad Moxie, and Hyperion Loaderbot. As ever, the draw of a Telltale game is the ability to control and shape your own destiny. You'll constantly be presented by questions and conflicts that require your quick thinking and personal choice to prevail. Will you be calm-natured, evil, sassy, or the strong and silent type? With a lot of the choices, other characters will remember your decision, later affecting how the story unfolds. Whilst Telltale games don't tend to have huge branching different endings depending on your choices made, it does have a different experience for everyone who plays it, as it's definitely more about the journey and moral questions it makes you ask yourself along the way. There's also a few added elements that relate more to the Borderlands series, such as customizing your loader bot with whatever offensive ammo you want and then taking out the enemy's scum with it. I'm personally a big fan of grenade launchers, and they just really seem to do the trick. There's also in-game currency that helps with certain scenarios, like coercing bouncers by sweetening the deal with that sweet dollar. Money may not buy you happiness, but it does buy you entry into secret places. What really makes Tales from the Borderlands stand out though has to be its humour. It's relentlessly funny, bringing great dry wit that will have you chuckling along every decision of the way. Well worth your time this November.
So there we have it, those are November's games with gold. Do let me know in the comments box which game you're most looking forward to playing, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time. Bye!